Now let's talk about child checks. What's a child check? That's a new thing that we have included in this COVID package. So if you have a baby, and by baby, I mean anybody from, if you are currently expecting a child that will be born in 2020. So everything from bun in the oven to 17 years old, you will get recurring checks this year starting 90 days from now. So the law has it that the program gets instituted 90 days from now. They need a minute to set everything up for millions of people. But so you will start getting recurring checks starting in the summertime. And between the time you start getting your recurring checks and the end of the year, you will get $3,000 per child above the age of 6 and up to the age of 17. And if you have a child 6 or under, it is $3,600. Now that's not all going to be one lump sum payment. You're basically going to get, let's say my cousin has a 4-year-old. My cousin will basically be able to expect $300 a month up until the end of the year, about, give or take. Now, the reason there's a little bit of kind of vagueness here is that Congress basically, someone said from 2019 or 20, I'll get into like the taxes on the child check and things like that in a little bit, but basically, if someone said they're gonna have a kid now, you gotta have that kid before the end of this year, okay? So you're on a tight turnaround. But I think that the thing that's important is that, so for example, my cousin, if my cousin has a 4-year-old child, my cousin will be able to expect a check. Now, the goal, what we were trying to set up was monthly child checks. So our goal in establishing this program is starting around July-ish, give or take a month. The goal is to get parents $300 a month checks per kid every month. Now, the reason I'm adding a little bit of kind of why that's a little vague is because we couldn't prescribe it and require them to be monthly in the law, but the law does direct the IRS, like Congress is asking the IRS to do this, but we need to set up this program and we need to give a little bit of wiggle room so that they can set everything up, they can do the programs, because this money and setting up these checks, it takes real work. We have to hire the people. You need to build out the infrastructure. You need to set it up. You need to link up people's accounts. Like that takes a lot of work for hundreds of millions of people in the United States. And so we don't want to send anybody to jail if it doesn't meet the exact specification, which is why there's like a little bit of wiggle room in there. But the goal is to get you recurring payments, and people will get recurring payments that will add up at the end of the year to either $3,000 or $3,600, depending on how old your kid is. Now, a lot of parents are asking lots of different questions. What year are these taxes based off of, etc.? Largely based off of your 2020 taxes. And there are parents that have different kind of, claiming their child, like different arrangements and claiming their child on taxes. If you kind of flip-flop, one parent claims your children on taxes one year, another parent claims kids on taxes another year. That we are also giving and asking the IRS to address these issues. So they may set up a portal or a website, the way that we had set up a website last year to help you track down your stimulus checks. Or, some people where the government didn't have your information and you didn't have a check because the government didn't have your info, they're going to work on exploring setting up a portal to update information if this is like a year on year or off year on claiming a child's on your taxes. So that's what we're kind of doing there. Income limit on that is similar to the stimulus checks, except I believe this one actually has the full 75,000 to 100,000. I don't think that the child checks cut off at 80K the way the stimulus checks do. I think the phase out lasts all the way through 100K. So you may not get the full amount at 100K. I believe you get that up to, or rather under 75K, but you'll still probably get something.